In this lesson, we're exploring materials and how to describe and classify them based on their properties. Let's check out this clip of falling rain. What do you notice? What happens when the rain falls on the grass? What happens when the rain falls on the pavement? In this activity, you'll observe how different surfaces around your school or neighborhood soak up water. You'll be describing the way each surface looks, feels, and whether they soak up water. To observe how these surfaces soak up water, you'll use a pitcher of water, a cup, and a stopwatch. Before you start, make a prediction. Which surface will soak up water the quickest? Grass, cement, or soil? Discuss your prediction with your small group, then select Continue. In this video, you'll observe surfaces that can be found around a school or neighborhood. You'll observe a grass-covered area, a cement sidewalk, and a soil-covered area. Record each of these 3 areas on the left side of your table. When you're finished, select Continue. Listen carefully to the following instructions. One person in your group should pour the water, and another should use the timer. Start the timer when the first drop of water touches the ground. Let's start with the grass-covered area. Make some observations about this area. Describe how the surface looks and feels. What does the grass look like? What is the texture of the grass? What does the temperature of the grass feel like? Explain your observations and record them in the data table. When you've finished recording, select Continue. Have your teacher fill your cup of water. Have your timer ready and set it to 0. Pay attention to the blades of grass. Pour the cup on the grass and start the timer. When all the water is soaked up, stop the timer. Does the grass soak up the water? Record the time on the right side of the data table. When you're finished recording, select Continue. Next, let's move on to the cement surface. First, make some observations about this area. What does the surface look like? How would you describe the hardness of the cement? How would you describe the color and texture of the cement? Record some describing words in your data table. When you're ready, select Continue. Follow the same steps as you did with the grass. Have your teacher refill the cup with water. Make sure your timer is set at 0. Start the timer as soon as the water is poured, and stop it once the water stops spreading out. What happened when you poured the water on the cement? Did the cement soak up the water? Record the time in the data table. When you're ready, select Continue. Now let's move on to the soil surface. First, make some observations about this area. Describe how the area looks and feels. Record your observations in the data table. When you're ready, select Continue. Follow the same steps as you did with the grass and cement. Have your teacher refill the cup with water. Make sure your timer is set at 0. Start the timer as soon as the water is poured, and stop it once the water has been soaked up. Observe what happens when the water is poured on the soil. Did the soil soak up the water? Record the time in the data table. When you're ready, select Continue. Next, use your data to complete the Communicate Information section.